All right. What's up? This lighting is terrible in here. Somehow it could be too sunny. What's going on, everybody? I'm waiting on a guest. Trayon Crawford. He is Terence Crawford's nephew. Um, but before he arrives, let's talk about tonight's fight. We got Benavidez Jr. Well, I guess not Jr., but Benavidez, the older brother, the younger brother, David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez fighting tonight. Um, Jamal Charlo had the weigh-in yesterday with Jose Benavidez, and Charlo missed the contracted 163 pounds that he was supposed to hit. He came in under that, over, excuse me, 3 pounds over. What's up, Joe? Jeremy is doing well. He's just busy with his work. Um, and then we have Andrade Demetrius Andrade or Demetrius Andrade. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Andrade. But we have Andrade fighting David Benavidez in the co-main event. Um, this is going to be Benavidez' first real test. Hold on a second. Definitely, it's going to be his first real test. Um, his most significant test, right? But I see Benavidez stopping him tonight. Either unanimous decision or a stoppage tonight. But Boo Boo has the size, the height, the boxing skill, the power, the speed, the technique, the southpaw stance to throw a wrench in David Benavidez's plans of being the best fighter in the world. One thing of note, though, I want to hear. Tell me, guys, those of you watching, who do you got tonight? One thing of note, Boo Boo started at 154 pounds, right? Benavidez started at 175 pounds. So the reason why that matters is because that's when they both started when they were young. So when you're that young, you're kind of getting now more of an idea for what the natural weight is. So my point is, Boo Boo is 20 pounds lighter than Benavidez when they both turned pro. Stock bar out. We got Andrade or Andrade. You know, man, a lot of people are picking him. I don't think he's going to win, but I do give him a good chance. I give him the best chance out of anybody that Benavidez has fought. Don't forget, Benavidez also has. Andrade is 10 years older, but he has a lot of experience. So even though he's older, 35 still isn't like mad old, but he has a lot of experience. So that's a good thing, right? Having the experience can only benefit him. But Benavidez, I think, is too strong, too much speed, too much, yes, footwork. I said it. He has footwork, he has defense, and he has that tenacity, that pressure fighting, and he's a very he has what they call in boxing with what they call the mean streak, Benavidez. He's the kind of guy that when you hit him, he's not going to get flustered. He's not going to be like, wait, this isn't going according to a game plan. He's going to want to get you back even harder. And it's going to sparks his competitive juices even more. Pause, I guess you should say. After he's got a lot of power as well. Who does? Andrade? He does have a lot of power. He could punch. Andrade could punch. I mean, you guys think I did a video on who hits harder, and I think Benavidez hits harder. They're very different. Andrade's punches are more crisp and snappy, whereas Benavidez's are more thumping, like doosh, doosh. Um, so I think it's different. Boo Boo, his southpaw stance might be a problem. That might give not Bud. That might give Benavidez a problem because we don't know how Benavidez is going to act against a southpaw who can box, and he has length. Pause again, but he does. He has a lot of. He's very rangy. He has a good reach. I'm not sure who has more of a reach, but as long as he don't let David walk him down. Well, that's the problem, Stock, is sometimes you can't not let somebody do that. It's going to happen, and you can't do anything about it. Or like he's going to let David walk him down. I don't see Boo Boo, you know, Boo Boo's going to move, stick and move. I don't see him standing. The only way you don't let David Benavidez walk you down is if you stand in front of him and start throwing even harder leather. And I don't think Boo Boo's going to do that. Nobody can really do that to him. So he's going to walk him down. It's just how is Andrade. I wish he was on the show so he could tell me how to pronounce his fucking name. But how you going to let um Andrade? It all depends on how Andrade handles the pressure, the forward pressure. So I want to hear from you guys, to the other people. We got a few more people watching now. Who are you picking tonight? Because from my sample size, I'm getting about a 50-50. Most people are going about 50-50 with this one. And surprisingly, a lot of former fighters like myself or people in the industry are picking Andrade more than I thought would pick him. There he is. I'm gonna get Mr. Crawford in here. So I'm not really sure. What's up?
What's good? What's good?
How you doing, my man?
Doing all right. You
You
see?
are you a big fight fan?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, before we kick it off, who you got winning tonight? Andrade and Benavides.
Uh, I'm riding with Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm riding with Boo Boo. That's my uncle guy. I'm riding with Boo Boo. I'm home team.
Okay. So okay, I get it. I get it. I mean, I think Benavides, but Boo Boo has all the tools. All the tools.
He, I feel like he just got to outbox him. He ain't gonna stop him. He just got
Right.
to outbox him.
Right.
If he sit there and try to brawl, then it's gonna be a long night. But I feel like he can outbox him. But David, uh, that's a hard task when he start walking you down and start throwing all them combinations. It's real hard to stop all that. He
Yeah.
gonna he gonna have to figure something out. But I'm just riding with Boo Boo.
What I think, and I've said this before, people never give Benavidez credit for having defense, and I think tonight he's going to show that he has some good waist movement and some good movement.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I feel like he gonna. I feel like they both gonna surprise each other. But at the end of the day, it's gonna come down who can take that pop.
Right, right. Something interesting. Benavidez turned pro at 175, and Boo Boo turned pro at 154. So I wonder what that says, if
Mm,
anything.
yeah, Boo Boo been
You
up
know what I
there
mean?
for a minute though. I don't know. He been up there for a little second.
Right, because you look at the age, right? Boo Boo's 36 or whatever he is, and he finally grew into a 168. Benavidez is like, was he 24, 25, and
Yeah,
he's barely making 168. So I think there's going to be more of a size difference, and it might play a part.
yeah.
Although in your uncle's fight, obviously that didn't make a difference at all.
He different. I don't compare him to too many people. He's different.
Well, when I saw the weigh-in, because everybody was saying how Spence is bigger and he this that, and I saw the weigh-in. Like your uncle actually looked kind of more jacked than Spence. Like looked, he was maybe like an inch or two shorter, but he looked bigger.
Yeah, people don't know. Like they be looking at Bud's size and they think he's so small. But like honestly, that dude's strong, strong. Like I didn't see him rough up people that's 230. I didn't see him rough up people that's 300 pounds, whatever. Like he just cock diesel strong.
How
Like
how tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
And you used to play football, right?
No, I play basketball.
Basketball. So, and have you ever wrestled with him?
Yeah, for sure. I ain't
He's
I ain't I ain't fucking with him on that wrestling that.
so so. Were you, and be honest, were you surprised at how easily? Like I knew you knew he'd win, but were you surprised at how easily he beat him?
I thought the first 5 rounds was gonna be like a little chess match, then Bud was gonna stop him at 9. I always thought Bud was gonna stop him at 9, but I thought the first 5 rounds Bud was just gonna figure him out. But he started off fast. I knew he was gonna beat him, no doubt. Like
Hmm.
we that for years. We've been saying that for years. He was gonna beat him. I picked the ninth round probably like a month before the fight, month or two before the fight, and I just thought that I didn't really I thought that they both was gonna be going back and forth for like the first 3 4 rounds. Then when that fifth round, I thought Bud was just gonna take off with the fight.
Mm,
But like shit, like he said, some the fight y'all say the hardest, they might be the easiest. So
I know, man, and now he's. I mean, yeah. When I was watching it, I was what surprised me, not surprised me, but what was the most impressive was Bud's how he set traps to have Errol engage and then he would counter him. Because people
yeah,
talk about his countering, but setting the traps is a whole art in itself.
yeah, I seen the one when I was on that side when he was going backwards. Spence tried to throw like the overhand right or something like that. He caught him with the uppercut and moved, and he dropped him. That was the second knockdown, and yeah, he baited him in on that one.
Hmm.
Baited him in.
Yeah, I mean, I know they had a whole. So, do you live in Omaha?
Yeah, yeah, I live on one.
I know they had a whole parade after that, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was packed. There's probably like 20,000 people there.
God damn,
Yeah,
that's
it was the whole city came out.
that's
People from
crazy.
out of town came. Sean Porter and all them came up here. It was a couple of people that came up here.
So you were at the fight, I assume.
Yeah, 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 I was at the fight.
What was the energy like live?
Oh, it was loud. I couldn't hear. Yeah, it was loud, especially when they both walked out. But when Bud came out with Eminem, it was I couldn't hear nothing.
But I tell people, Bud won. He even won the ring walk. Like he won everything.
I tell them all the time. Like I knew Spence kind of was checked out when Bud won that coin toss. You seen his whole energy change. Like I'm ace. Like, well, I got to flip the coin and do this and do that. Like I already knew that I already knew that his mind really wasn't on that fight like that. Like when he said that, I knew that he was more concerned about the ring walk than the bigger goal. You know what I mean? So
Interesting.
I feel like he was kind of like he let his emotions get to him right there.
Well, what do you mean? Like, what about that made him emotional? Like, what exactly?
I felt like he felt like since I'm the A side, I should have walked out second and all this other stuff. So he was kind of mad.
Oh,
It wouldn't have played no difference in the fight at all. Like he
no.
still would have lost the same way, however he lost. But I just feel like it kind of distracted him for that quick second. You know what I mean? Like kind of distracted him. Like man, I had to flip a coin for this and that. Da da da. So
Yeah,
kind of pissed off about it, but.
yeah. I mean, Bud seems like he's a real rough negotiator.
Yeah, shit. It just depends, though.
Right,
It
right.
just depends. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like he's just not going. He know his worth.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
he know his worth, and he know what he deserves. So I don't feel like it's being rough. I feel like he just know who he is as a fighter.
Right. I know, but that's a good thing. In business, you want to negotiate. You want to be a hard negotiator, and you want to get the best deal you can get.
Yeah, for sure.
People don't realize in boxing that there's no pensions, there's no health insurance, there's nothing that takes care of you. Only a small percentage of fighters even make like life-changing money in boxing.
Yeah,
Um, it's rough, yeah, for sure. So I don't want to see the rematch because I know there's a contractual obligation. I don't think there's if there's ever a fight that doesn't need to happen again, it's that one. But what's like Bud's energy? What's your guys' energy on the rematch? Is it more like I talked to Bomac and to Steven Nelson a little bit, and Steven was kind of like, we don't want to do it, but I guess we have to.
yeah. That's kind of where everybody at. But if he have to do it, then shit, at this point, should he go in there and do the same thing for a bigger bag or whatever it is and call it a day? Like at the end of the day, like should they there to make money and entertain the fans? But at the end of the day, the bigger goal is making the money. So if it's gonna generate money to him and Spence, then why not?
Right. Well, I heard initially, I thought, and Steven kind of alluded to this, but it seemed like Bud was kind of trying to be like, let's do 47 at 47, hoping that Arrow will be like, I can't make that, and then he doesn't have to deal with it.
Mm, yeah, I guess that's I guess that's what's going on. Like shit, I don't Earl ain't gonna fight at 47 no more, but that's the that should be the plan. Like if they gonna fight again, it
Mhm.
most likely be at 47 to 54. I'm not too sure.
Right, right, and then, and then it was interesting because now his mind seems to be in the right direction where he's like, "I only wanna have legacy building or huge money fights." That's all he's interested in, right?
There ain't nothing else for him to do. Like
But the problem is, like, besides Canelo, what's out there that would be a legacy fight?
yeah, I think that Charlo fighter do big numbers too.
Hmm,
Him and Charlo, just because the simple fact that they really don't like each other. So I feel like that fighter be real big, but I feel like Charlo ain't gonna fight him. I feel like Charlo mess around go to 160 or something like that.
yeah, both the Charlos. I think tonight, I didn't I didn't like the look in Charlo's face. Like, I don't know if he was like something was wrong with him. He's in his eyes. Did you see him?
Man, that's why I said like I ain't betting on that fight. I'm leaving that fight alone. But
Because
but man, I'm telling you, cause I know like cause when how Benavidez fight, he's so long and he really can fight. That's what people don't get. He really faster than what people think too.
right, Jose
Like
Benavidez.
yeah, Jose. He
Right.
really faster than what everybody think. Like that's one thing that my uncle was telling us that he kind of was like he really could fight a little bit.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah.
He knocked him out, but
Yeah, he stopped him, but he said he could fight a little bit. Like kind of surprised him like with some stuff that he do, but he's like, you know, another
who
day in office.
who was your uncle's? If he's ever told you, who was his toughest fight? Has he ever talked about somebody?
He never told me, but honestly, I feel like his toughest fight was Gamboa.
Mm,
Like people don't get like a lot of these fighters using Gamboa now is just to put a name on their resume and stuff. But like 2014 Gamboa, like everybody was avoiding him. Like
mm,
everybody, nobody wanted no parts with him. Bud literally went into that fight like they already thought he was gonna win the title.
right.
Like no, like and Gamboa was that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Why did kind of a sidebar, but why do they call him Bud? Where'd that come from?
My grandma, I think my grandma and them gave him that nickname.
Just random?
Yeah, my grandma and them gave him that nickname.
Oh, okay. Okay. Uh, um, the other guy, the one guy who I think the only guy who can give Bud any kind of a challenge has a nickname himself by the name of Boots, which is a funny nickname too. But what do you think about that kind of? Do you think Boots? I know you don't think Boots will beat him, but like, do you think Boots would give him the toughest challenge, or who do you think would give him the toughest challenge?
I don't think Boots will give him the toughest challenge.
No.
The reason why I say that is because Boots Boots really ain't got no experience or no guy that he really got hit back by. Like you know what I mean? Like
Right.
when he like Boots always been when he go into fights, he's always been the talented guy that was just always better than those people that he was in there with. He was supposed to do those things. So I feel like if him and Bud get in there, Bud gon' when Bud touch that little young man, it's gonna be a whole nother story. That's the crazy part.
Okay.
Like it's he gonna get hurt in there. He better just go ahead and take that belt they gave him and go the different route. Cause
But Bud has no interest in fighting him though, it seems like.
I really don't know. Like I really don't know. I ain't asked him. I really don't know. I know that he ain't like he'll fight anybody. Like I know he'll fight anybody in a
He's
heartbeat
not
as long as
scared.
that check is right.
Right.
But like it's just like if he beat him, all they gonna say is, "Oh, he was too young." It's gonna be like how when Floyd beat Canelo. Oh, he was too young and he wasn't experienced and he this and that and this. Like that's all it's gonna be. When
Yeah.
if you notice when Bud fight, every time after Bud fight, it's always an excuse.
Yeah, and I mean, there's that famous in the boxing world at least, that clip when him and Errol bumped into each other years ago, and he called out exactly what everybody said, where he was
Mhm.
like, "When I beat you, they're gonna say you've been at 47 too long."
Mhm. That's
Man,
how it go.
yeah, yeah. Well,
They ain't gonna appreciate him till he gone.
why do you think that is? Why do you feel like Bud specifically gets more hate?
Yeah, I feel like he get more hate. I feel like people don't really know like the real Terence Crawford. Like they don't know that the much of a good guy he is. How he like if you really just talk to him, you would really see like he is a real cool guy. I feel like people just like got like that image out about him. Like, you know what I mean? Like people be like, oh, I don't like that kid or whatever it is. Like just because like when the media used to be like, oh, he don't do interviews and he don't do that and he don't do this. But when y'all was turning stuff around and doing all this other stuff, making people say stuff that they really wasn't even saying. Y'all just do that stuff on y'all YouTube videos. Then when they see y'all, then y'all try to act all cool or
Mm,
whatever it is. And he's a real guy. Like he's not gonna just sit there and if he see you, if I come to him and be like, hey, such and such said this about you, look at this, da da da. When he see you, when you try to come up to him and say something, he gonna be like, nah, bro, like, no,
mm,
keep that same energy. And that's
right.
what people don't like about him. Like they like these fighters that sit here and be all in the camera talking crazy and doing all types of wild stuff, and he's not going to do that. He's not going to give y'all that entertainment to have that publicity to to help y'all channel. He's not. He's just going to stay that cool, calm guy, respectful guy.
I did a video today about, and I showed a clip of him and Spence about how I like even in the Benavidez fight. There's this new trend of during press conferences and weigh-ins and stuff, people are showing respect. It's not all this talk and all this chaos, all this bullshit to sell a fight. You know, your uncle's fight was one of the fights where they didn't need to hype it at all. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Because of the talent and those are two guys that do their you're going to get fireworks in the ring, so they don't need to do all this. And I like that about Bud. It seems like he's the kind of guy that takes care of his business. It's that old saying that the dog that barks the loudest usually has the weakest bite.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And he doesn't bark at all. I mean, he'll respond to people who mess with him, but
yeah,
he doesn't come in talking.
yeah. I feel like he trying to. I feel like honestly, like that's another reason why I feel like he the best in the world. Like he's trying to change the game in so many different ways. You know what I mean? Like he trying to get that that clown shit out of the sport. Like how
What's he trying
everybody
to
want to
do?
sit there and talk all crazy. Oh, forget this, forget your mom, forget this and that. Like you don't got to say that. Like it's a mutual respect. We both going in here putting our life on the line. We both don't know if we gonna walk out of this ring. Like, but at least we can give each other respect and keep it cool. Like that's really what the media like. They love when people talk crazy, push people at press conferences, punch people, stuff like that at press conferences. But at the end of the day, you the one looking like the fool. It shows
Right,
you ain't got no character.
right, right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, is there any date on when he might be fighting Errol? Is that definitely happening? Do you know?
I don't know none of that. Like
No.
that, I stay out of that. When he come and say, hey, the fight date is this date. That's what we run with. So really, I don't know what's the ETA on that.
Do you know how many fights you think he wants to have left? Because I know he's.
I don't know. I really don't know because like when you've been doing something for so long, like and you successful at it, when you keep winning, you just be like, oh, I'm done at this, I'm done at that. Because I remember when my uncle told me that he was done at 30, he was done at 32. Well, shit, he's 35 and he's still not done. So I don't know. It just depends. Like if it's bigger, if it's more opportunities and more money fights that he can get, and his body can still let him, perform how he been performing for the last 20 years, then hey, we don't ever know. That's all up to him.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, like you said, he talked about retiring, and he even was initially refused to fight Canelo at 68, and then like a week later, he's like, yeah, I think I could do it.
Yeah, like I'm trying to tell y'all, like that man is strong and he hits hard. Like he sparred heavyweights and 168, 175 pounders. Like for the Spence camp, he was sparring people that was supposed to be fighting at 175, but they damn near 200 pounds. Like 6'4". Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's like the weight and size ain't the problem. The weight
right.
and size ain't the problem. It's about if Canelo gonna take that fight. Like if he gonna take the fight, and if that the business could be done right,
Yeah,
like
it's funny. He's kind of doing hit Canelo's outlook as of now is kind of how Bud's is towards
Boots.
Boots, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
he's too young, he's too small. What's the point?
But then he like, if I lose, then like I'm gonna be the clown of the. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get it. I
Right.
get it.
So,
Get it.
but if Bud, destroys Spence again and then goes and destroys Charlo, maybe Canelo would do it. I don't know. But
Yeah.
who's to say Canelo won't lose up to that point?
I feel like Canelo ain't leaving that 168. He ain't gonna go down to 160. He ain't budging a pound. He ain't doing nothing. Like he's staying at that 168.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's like I really I really don't know if that fight gonna happen. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I know. And then there's really not much left. I mean, he could go to 54 to fight for that title. He to win another title in another weight division. That's adding to his legacy, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like if he like if if I was, him, I would just look for the best opportunity, honestly.
Right,
But
right.
but to force that Charlo fight, if Charlo gonna stay there, I'll go to snatch that belt from Tim Zoo and force Charlo to fight me.
Yep.
That's how you get Charlo to fight you. So
Yep.
it
Tim's
just it just depends. Like it just depends. Whatever he wanna do, we gonna support it. We know he gonna make the best decision for his career and his team. So we just here to, support it.
right, right, right. Yeah, I feel you. Well, man, I appreciate you talking to me. Let's talk again maybe after a fight's announced or after he wins another title.
All right, that's a bet.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man, for sure.
Peace.
Yeah.